Welcome everyone to our essential oil spotlight. Tonight we're going to talk about Roman chamomile. So let's start out with hearing your experiences with Roman chamomile. Anybody have experiences with that? Just go ahead and unmute yourself, guys.
I just have the experience in the Serenity, but I haven't used Roman chamomile on its own.
Mm-hmm. What's your Serenity experience?
Very good. My problems with sleep was just quieting my mind. I had a lot of racing thoughts, and so that really helped to calm my mind down, as well as just calm me. That way I could get to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love the other ones that do the vetiver. So I think I can have the Roman chamomile, all of them together in that blend really helps me.
Excellent. That's great, Emma. Thanks for sharing. So Emma knows herself. She knows she's in her head. She knows she's racing in here. She just needs to switch it off. Yeah, excellent. Anybody else? Roman chamomile. Okay, Debbie.
Before Sarah Calm was available, I used a lot of Roman chamomile monthly.
Uh-huh.
And it's fantastic for itch.
Yes, that's right. Very good. That's right. I did write that in, what the blends that includes Roman chamomile. I'm going to put that in. Fantastic. Great for itch. Anybody else? What are your experiences?
We used it recently. My daughter had a concussion, so it was actually one of the oils that would help her. So we used that, and we used a couple others as well, but it lowered her stress because she already had anxiety, and she has been doing really good. But the doctor said if that is an underlying issue, when you have a concussion, it compounds the concussion. So he said anything to relieve stress. And it was actually, though, I looked in the book, and that was one of the ones that would help with the brain and concussion. So we used it, and it did help her, with the pain that she had from it. And then I use it at the same time for inspiration and just being clear and knowing what to do for her. And so yeah, she's still recovering, so we're still using it, but it's helped a lot. So, and she looked at the oils that it said for concussion, and I told her to pick the ones that she thought at first, just looking at the shelf that were in that list. And two of them that we scanned, she felt that she needed. Two of them that she thought she needed, she picked, and then we scanned her body with iToby, and the two that she picked were actually in there. So I told her, that's good, see, you're trying to focus on yourself and not be too anxious and see what you actually feel you need, and you can do that. Because she was like, I don't think I can, but it helped great though with calming her for the lasting effects of the concussion, and with schoolwork, because they won't allow her to do any until she can do a full day of school again. So she was kind of worried about that, and I told her there's nothing we can do. Let's just know that Heavenly Father will help you, and this is going to help you to not worry about that and let yourself heal. So it really did change her whole attitude after the first couple of days that we used it. It took a few days, but then she started to be like, okay, I'm getting better. It's just going to take some time. So it helped a lot.
Yeah, that's really good, because sometimes we find more things to be worried about when we just need to focus on healing or whatever it is at the moment. Yeah.
It's hard to just lay there and rest and not do things. Or when she went to class, she could only be there for 20 minutes, and then she had to leave the room or just sit and not write or not. And she was like, that is hard. That is crazy hard when you're used to just being in a regular classroom doing whatever you need to. So she had to discipline herself a lot. And, if it started to hurt because she was doing too much, she could, the chamomile helped for that too.
Yeah.
She carried it with her.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Anyone else? Roman chamomile. Debbie.
It is very calming for the nervous system in general. And I've used it actually a great deal for any of that referred discomfort that goes anywhere and everywhere in our body that we can't seem to tap into. Roman chamomile is my go-to along the spine. And it's very helpful that way too. So great one to have, and it's a wonderful tea for calming.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's one of those big guns. For some reason, I just call it the big guns. I don't know why. When I first got introduced to it, I just felt like it's a big one. Even though it comes in a smaller bottle, it's really powerful. I met a girl here when we first moved. She bought every oil kit, and she only used 4 of those oils. And one of the ones that she used, and she used up very quickly, was the Roman chamomile. She used it for everything, she said. And I thought, that's brilliant. I'm glad you picked that one because it does do so much. So I don't have time just limiting what I wrote about Roman chamomile. So I'll share with you a lot of information today, actually. So stay with me, guys. So here we are with Roman chamomile. It helps with relief or shock too. So that's great that Stacey used that for her daughter. It's great for skin, for dried, irritated skin, and also skin that has been affected by environmental threats. Helps with blood pressure. When we relieve the stress on our body, a lot of happy healing chemicals replace that and helps us heal faster. Calming, for, like Debbie Gordon said, the central nervous system helps us with sleep. People that struggle with sleep too, this is one of the big guns. So I remember one time when I felt like I really need to sleep. Tomorrow is a big day, or whatever it is. Why I used it, I don't remember, but I used just straight Roman chamomile, and oh boy, I had a hard time waking up because it was so good. It just put me in such a deep, deep sleep. For menstruation cramps and other cramps in our body. It's great for spasms. If you have, say, surgery, ovaries and things, and your body is healing, one of the things that you might experience is the cramping of your skin and things going back to where it was. And that might be very painful to endure. And so Roman chamomile, with amongst other oils that you can use, will help alleviate that. And about 5, 6 years ago, I took a friend to see Dr. Hill when he came to Australia, and that's the recipe he gave them, which is like, I think, bergamot, Roman chamomile, and frankincense. So that's the blend for that cramping. Okay, so great for insect bites and all the itches, like Debbie Gordon says. Very good for that. And the oil is great for spiritual purpose. So Stacey alluded to that a little bit, helping her focus on what matters most right now. Having a clear head for the current situation. All right, so Roman chamomile, that's it in a nutshell, but I'll go through this with you. And by the way, because it's so powerful yet beautiful, as in effective on our skin, very gentle, it's great for childbirth, pregnancy, the whole gamut. So even after the birth. Alrighty, guys. Blends well with lavender, rose, frankincense, geranium, basil, rosemary, coriander, ylang-ylang, marjoram, and clary sage. Okay. Oh, Stacey said she used that very blend that we needed, that Dr. Hill was saying. Awesome. Okay, let's go to the body. And please stop me if you have a story to share, because the stories are really important for people to help them apply what they learned today into their lives. Because I can tell facts, but when you hear stories, it helps people apply that information to their lives. Okay, so go ahead and stop me if you need to. Okay, so deep sleep, like I said earlier, You can smell it, rub it on your forehead. Anytime I tell people to rub it across their forehead, it's because all your meridians cross your forehead. So you're getting into all the meridians, and the oils travel into those areas that it needs to. It's intelligent, so it will know where to go, even if you don't know. Okay, rub it on your ears. You've got reflex points there, big toes. Just get it into the head reflex points there, and inhale before you go to bed. Okay, and that should help relieve some of that, monkey brain. Okay, respiratory support. A lot of us can work ourselves up to a panic, and then we have some breathing problems. So smelling Roman chamomile, rubbing it on the sternum and the temples and the wrists and the back of, to relax, okay, and help our airways open. When we can relax, our airways open up, okay, helps with that relief of those anxious feelings. All right, so, for maybe Stacy, you can have that in your daughter's carry pouch, because it's one of those oils that she might need in when she's out and about, in case. Okay, so they have these inhalants that have a little wick, and you can put your oils in there. So here's a blend for you, the inhalant for nighttime tension, head tension. All right, so when it goes beyond, being wound up, you get to the point where you're feeling a bit of pain in your head. So you can do 8 drops of Roman chamomile, 8 drops of lavender, 6 drops of marjoram, 1 drop of vetiver, and then just gently mix it up and pour in that inhalant, and just kind of plug one nose and sniff, and plug the other nose and sniff, and just get it up your nose so your brain can produce those happy chemicals, and it alleviates that tension. So a lot of people, they tend to get things like strokes and things at night time because they're just so tense and wound up, and it just keeps on going and going, and then things happen. So if we can relax, it can prevent a lot of scary things from happening, okay? Instant calm inhalant. So that's good when we tend to freak out and panic and overreact. Sometimes we can't help it. It's just we have these associations, and before we can work it out and resolve it, at least we have something to help us with. So this is Roman chamomile, 10 drops. Lavender, 5 drops, vetiver, 3 drops. You can see those oils are very calming and help to get out of that head. Okay, and so just blend it, put it in your inhalant, and it just will calm that blood pressure. Okay, I watched a documentary the other day. This couple brought their daughter to the hospital, and they said, it's nothing like the movies, They said they were so panicked that, they felt like they were passing out, and it's like that blood pressure. So this would be super cool, super good for them, or any of us in any of these tense situations. Okay, so that's that. Nighttime bath for calming. I think this season I've noticed quite a few friends that are quite stressed out, and we're not enjoying the holiday, and we're not, we're prepping for that. So, it'll be great to just take a moment and take a nice relaxing bath. So Roman chamomile, 3 drops, marjoram, 3 drops, ylang ylang, 2 drops, and then half a cup of Epsom salt. We have people that think that the more Epsom salt, the better. I'm fine with that. Just do what you feel is right. It feels right to you, and soak for at least 10 minutes. Okay, and then pat dry. Remember, the water will drive the oils in deeper. Okay, and warm water helps with more activity in your bloodstream. So this activates, excites your tissues. Alrighty, so those people that are athletes and do a lot of sports, here's a sports bath blend for you. Roman chamomile, marjoram, Roman chamomile 3 drops, marjoram 2 drops, and lavender 3 drops, and helichrysum 1 drop. So you've worked out and your body can be tense and stressed. In this way, it can help with that recovery, so that you can continue to go back and enjoy that sport. Okay, so do another 10-minute soak there. Okay, and pat dry. Okay, hormone balancing bath, especially when you get to that a later stage in your life where things are not very balanced. We get hot flashes, we get headaches and things. It's very uncomfortable. So you can actually soak yourself with the oils. And this is 1 cup of Epsom salt, 2 drops of Roman chamomile, 2 drops of clary sage, 1 drop of coriander, and 1 drop of geranium. And, take that bath nightly if you need to. Okay, so you can sleep through the night and quit doing that dance, that blanket on, blanket off dance. All right. Any questions or comments so far? Okay, guys, I'll just keep moving here. The head tension relief bath. This is a bath, inhale it. Roman chamomile, 2 drops, lavender, 2 drops, marjoram, 2 drops, clary sage, 1 drop, and coriander, 1 drop. And then you just soak with that. And if you can soak your feet in that especially, that should help with the head and neck tension. Okay, so the next one is soothing skin. Very good for skin. You can have a lot of irritants on your skin depending on what the problem is. This will help with the skin too. So Roman chamomile, 3 drops in this bath of like 2 cups of Epsom salt, right? Helichrysum, 2 drops, and bergamot, 1 drop, and cedarwood, 1 drop. So guys, people that are listening on our podcast, there's a lot of recipes here. Just go ahead and go to www.jadebalden.com/Roman and a dash chamomile, okay? And then you can find this information, or just do a search on my site, okay? So this is great for our irritated skin. If you want to do this in a roller bottle, you can, just minus the bergamot because sometimes you might want to wear it during the day. Maybe multiply this blend by 3 and add fractionated coconut oil to it. So rub it on topically, and it's great for women who are pregnant, because when we're pregnant, funny things happen. We have funky skin, breakouts, or just dry, irritated skin. Just our skin on our tummy goes funny, and so you can apply that. And great for dried, cracked nipples. Isn't that right, Debbie? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's another option. There's plenty of oils for skin, but the Roman chamomile is one of them, just for the itch and the irritating skin. All right. So that's for the skin. The next one is cool down, compress, blend. 6 drops of Roman chamomile, 6 drops of clary sage, 4 drops of lavender, 4 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of geranium, 2 drops of patchouli. And then you can blend these oils in a separate container, and then just do 1 or 2 drops of that with a teaspoon of Epsom salt, in a bit of a cool water, and then just kind of put that on your face, your forehead, your back, your chest when you're overheated. Okay, so the Aussies, you're heading into summertime. This is one of those fun blends to just help you cool down a bit. Okay, and it helps with hot flashes too. All right, so make sure you keep it away from your eyes though. Okay, your eyes will be fine. If it does get the oils in there, just wash it with the coconut oil. Okay, so like I said earlier, it helps with spasms. So any sort of muscle spasms, there's a compress for that. 1 quart of cold water, 1 teaspoon of Epsom salt, 2 drops of Roman chamomile, and 1 drop of marjoram. And this is a great blend for lower back tension too. If you have a sore back, And you can actually mix this blend up and put it on your in a roller bottle. And it's great for people that complain of the sciatic nerve concern, and that sciatic nerve is just below your buttocks, so you can rub it on your bottom there, and that should help calm things a little bit. I know how that feels because I used to have that problem, and you can't even walk or sit down. It's very painful. Alrighty. Anybody want to add anything? All good? Okay. So menstrual cramps, it's just a natural thing in life, and sometimes we need a little bit of help there. So coconut oil 2 ounces, Roman chamomile 4 drops, marjoram 4 drops, ylang ylang 4 drops, cypress 4 drops, helichrysum 2 drops, and rub it on your abdomen. Now guys, we have the wonderful pre-mixed blend that's called Clary Calm, so you can use that too. Okay, but if you want to make your own, here's the blend for you. Okay. And I would put it in the inside of your arms too for just balancing hormones during that time. So think about that. Okay, for those who spend a bit of time in the sun, your skin can be irritated by the sun, and this is a blend to help with that burn. Okay, so it's 4 drops of Roman chamomile in 2 ounces of fractionated coconut oil. Add 6 drops of lavender to it, 5 drops of helichrysum, and 3 drops of patchouli. All those oils are great for the tissues, and just gently apply it. If you just drop it on, don't touch the skin. If you can spritz it on gently, that's a good way to do it too. Okay, so in the States we're heading on to winter, and the other side of the world they're getting into summer, so things are getting hotter, and so that's a great blend for you guys. All right, so ear relief and overheating, this happens to children a lot, so this is another blend for you. 3 drops of Roman chamomile, 2 drops of basil, 1 drop of ylang ylang, and you can gently rub it in your palms of the hand, and then apply it in the back of the bones, on the bones of the ears, okay, and on the ear tissues, but not directly in the ear. Okay, so you can do it morning and night until things feel better. Okay. A tummy rub for pets. So in my research, these little furries, they need some love too. So just 1 drop of Roman chamomile should be sufficient. Mix it with your fractionated coconut oil and just rub it on their tummy. Maybe they overate or something, or they have some sort of bug that will help them. But Roman chamomile is great for the tummy in anyone. So, but it's one of those really gentle oils that pets do well with. So yeah, I know Stacey, she helps with a lot of pets there. So that'll be a good oil for you to suggest and to use. Yeah. Okie dokie. Anyone want to add to that? Have you had experience using Roman chamomile on pets?
I didn't use it for their tummy, but I have told people there's some dogs that are nervous, and so it helps with that. And then there's some that are overexcited, and so I told them use lavender and chamomile for that. And I have this dog, we joke around and call him the Howler. And this lady tried everything, because when he gets excited, like if he sees a car and he gets excited, if he sees a new person, doesn't matter what it is, he'll just, and it gets loud. And she said, like, he knows that I'm there to walk him, and I can hear him from inside the house. So she said, how come when you come over, you can calm him? And I told her, well, it just so happens that before I come here, I've been using these 2 oils. So I gave her a little sample and said, if you want to buy it, let me know. But she was surprised how it actually started soothing him and calming him. So, I mean, I just knew that Roman chamomile is a calming agent, and lavender as well. And so I just told her those two. And it just so happened, I can't remember what I was doing the first 3 times I walked him, but I did have those on my hands. As soon as I touched him and pet him, I was like, it's okay. He just stopped. And she's like, what did you do? How did you get him to do that? Yeah. And then I said, well, I don't know, but it was instantaneous with him. And so something in it just calms them,
That's
settles them.
fantastic. And, you know, that reminds me, in Australia, we had a lady with a very big dog, and he was super nervous about everything. Same with that howler of yours. And she bought a little doggy diffuser necklace, and she put a drop of lavender every few days because it lasts for a while. But she said her husband has a Harley Davidson gang. You know, he's an older man, but he's got all these buddies, and they come together at the end of the week, and then they hang out. And she said they're so loud, the dog gets so scared, and he's always hiding. And she said after she used the lavender, the dog was out and about and, you know, participating and being with the family. And she said it was amazing. She just had to share that story. So imagine if you do that, a drop of lavender, a drop of Roman chamomile, and say, hey, try this for a couple of days and see if the guy changes. Yeah, that's awesome. So Debbie, do you want to share what you wrote here?
Absolutely. You know, Roman chamomile is just so safe, so user-friendly. It's very safe for babies. It's one of my very favorite ones to use with babies. And so I shared in the chat that one of my very favorite blends to make for a newborn baby as a gift for a new mama is a 4-ounce bottle of fractionated coconut oil with 2 drops each of lavender, melaleuca, and Roman chamomile. I use it for everything for the baby. If that baby's not happy for some reason, I'm using that blend. And it lasts a long time. We're talking about 6 to 9 months sometimes. But if you use it preventatively on the diaper area as you're changing the diaper, rub their belly with it if they seem really fussy or uncomfortable. It's a great one behind the outer ears or on the feet if you've got a baby pulling out their ears. A newborn doesn't do that, but an older baby will. So it's a really great one for babies, and I highly recommend it to you. So I use it for infant massage, before bath time. And so anything to do with that newborn baby, start there, and you're probably in good hands.
It's like wrapping them up in that little bubble. Yeah,
Yep.
and it'll fix everything. That's great. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so we have nighttime muscle relief, because some people, they have these cramps at nighttime just when they lie down. I'm like, you want to sleep, but then suddenly your muscles are cramping. So there's this wonderful blend here. It's coconut oil, 2 ounces, Roman chamomile, 10 drops, marjoram, 10 drops, clary sage, 4 drops, coriander, 4 drops, ylang ylang, 4 drops. Blend that together and just rub it over your muscles, guys, your legs especially, so you can sleep. So everything is calm and relaxing, that whole body. And it's hard sometimes when we've had drugs and medications inside our body, and the organs are not happy, and we're not sleeping through the night. And so we're not healing, and we're not producing all the happy chemicals, and our brain is all foggy when we wake up. So just work on, you know, your whole body and getting your whole body to relax enough so you can sleep and rest, and then you're healing. Alrighty, a stress soothing massage blend, 2 ounces of fractionated coconut oil, 4 drops of Roman chamomile, 4 drops of white fir, and you can substitute this with Siberian fir, and marjoram, 3 drops, frankincense, 2 drops, ylang ylang, 2 drops. Blend that all together, and that's sort of like Debbie's adult version of that baby blend. You know, just massage and just help you relieve some of that stress. Alrighty, so here's a toothache blend for the adults, and then I have the baby blend for the babies. So coconut oil, 1 teaspoon, Roman chamomile, 2 drops, melaleuca, 3 drops, oregano, 1 drop, peppermint, 1 drop, and you can blend that together and apply about 1 drop of that mixture onto that aching tooth and gum. And I would even do some oil pulling with that, just kind of soak that gum in the oil. It'll help numb it, and that oil will soak into the gums. Okay, so that's the tooth. There's the baby teething. this blend that I found, Dr. Susan Lawton says to use sunflower oil. I don't know if there's a huge difference, Debbie. You might be able to help with that. 1 drop of Roman chamomile and just gently massage the gum. Do you use sunflower oil, Debbie? Or does it really matter?
I haven't used sunflower oil for years. It doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
Yeah, okay. So, I don't know. I think fractionated coconut oil might be fine.
Maybe it's a taste thing. You're putting it in the baby's mouth.
Mm. Okay, yep. So I put that in because I haven't done it with a baby. I just would put the oils on the outside and that is good enough. We did clove for my niece and that worked. So, yeah. Our babies don't drool. They're not the droopy drool bib kind of babies, so we don't know. But here's a suggestion for those people who do have the wet babies. Okay. Here's a hair treatment. So normal hair conditioning treatment. So 1 ounce of coconut oil, Roman chamomile 2 drops, lavender 4 drops, thyme 1 drop, and ylang ylang 1 drop. And then you can just once or twice a month massage the mixture into your scalp, help with the skin on the scalp. But I tell you what, we have wonderful shampoo in doTERRA, and once you try this, you may not even need to do this treatment. I know my cousin used to have a lot of dandruff, and when she switched to doTERRA, it's amazing. And then when she ran out, she got the department store ones again, and then she got her dandruff again. And then she's like, okay, I know the difference now, and she had to order it right away. So just try this. The shampoo, and I'm thinking that you might not need to do a hair treatment necessarily, but yeah. Anyways, the last thing here on the list, it's a long list, is insect bites. Yeah, we have big insects here in Florida, kind of like the Australia in America, and they, it can be very itchy, so just straight onto the skin, you guys. You can dilute it if you want so to keep it on the surface longer, but it's awesome. It's one of those first oils that you run to when you get a mosquito bite or something. So how about you guys? Have you used that for bug bites? Yep.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I had an infestation of flea bites, sand fleas, after I visited oh my goodness, some island in the Bahamas. I'm having a brain cramp. On a cruise ship, and I was covered in flea bites, and oh my gosh, lavender and Roman chamomile were my go-to.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Not fun.
Oh wow. It was one time our daughter, she sat on a hornet's nest and it just started buzzing around her, and we were just visiting our friend and I wasn't paying attention, and then because the yard was huge, and she sat there, she's like, go away, and I'm thinking, what is she talking about? And I looked over and it looks like bees just buzzing all around her. I thought, and the mama bear came out of me, and I just ran over and grabbed her, lifted her up, and it was just, she was crying. I'm thinking, oh my, what do I do? So I reached for my oil keychain, and I took her pants off, took her clothes off to see what the damage was. She had 8 bites on her eyes, on her legs, all over her arms, and I just doused her with that Roman chamomile, doused her with my rose, doused her with my lavender, and then she stopped, crying. And here's the owner of the house. She's like, "Do I have the emergency kit? Do you need it?" I'm all, "No, not really. She's good." And within a few minutes, I held her. She stopped crying, and then she just fell asleep. And I think I overdid that. I was like freaking out. So she had a good long nap. But it was great because the next day, actually, all the swelling went down. So you can see just tiny little red dots, but nothing more than that. So that was my testimony, okay, for bug bites. Holy moly, that was scary. So guys, next thing is about the mind. So have you guys used it for, calming the mind? Yeah? Oh, I think I see Beth, not Beth, Beck Tang. Welcome, Beck. Okay, so let's go over here. Roman chamomile is the oil of spiritual purpose. And I tell you, I feel like the oils that come up every week is the exact oil I need. And maybe it's like that doctor problem where whatever health problem you're studying, you have it too. So, yeah, it's like that one guy who came home and he's like, I just got over, what is it, menopause or something. Yeah. So anyways, it helps us release feelings of purposeless, discouraged, drudgery, frustrated, unsettled. And then the positive is it helps us feel more purposeful, more guided, peaceful, fulfilled, relaxed, and spiritually connected. So I've got a ton of different blends here for you, and we'll talk more about the mind. Okay, so here is Grief Release Diffuser Blend. Roman chamomile 15 drops, bergamot 25 drops, cypress 6 drops, and marjoram 5 drops. And you can mix this in a separate container and then just use about 4 to 6 drops at a time in your diffuser, whatever diffuser you want, and just diffuse and allow your mind to heal. The next blend is for calming. Okay, a calming blend for your diffuser, and make this and then label it. 12 drops of Roman chamomile, 18 drops of lavender, rose, 5 drops geranium, 12 drops clary sage, 10 drops, and ylang ylang, 10 drops. So they're just different combinations of very similar oils to the one we have in Serenity. We have a whole bunch of oils that are similar in our other blends, our other calming blends. Okay, so find one that you like. Okay, you can muscle test the one that you need today or tomorrow. Okay, the Tranquil Personal Blend, the coconut oil 3 tablespoons, Roman chamomile 4 drops, wild orange 4 drops, clary sage 2 drops, and vetiver 1 drop. Okay, and you're going to apply it behind your ears and on your wrists just to help you feel more tranquility. Sometimes we feel like we're stressed. I have people that tell me I'm stressed or I'm depressed, and we have just a broad word for that yucky feeling. And maybe if you find the blend that calls out to you, that maybe that's exactly what you need as the opposite but positive of the things that you're struggling with. Okay. So here's Serenity Personal Blend, Roman chamomile 3 tablespoons, of fractionated coconut oil, Roman chamomile 3 drops, sandalwood 3 drops, clary sage 2 drops, melissa 2 drops, and rose, now that we can get rose, 1 drop, and wild orange 1 drop for Serenity. And here's for hyperactivity. Okay, it's for kids and adults. Roman chamomile 18 drops of lavender, 10 drops of sandalwood, 4 drops of rose, clary sage 8 drops, thyme 6 drops, ylang ylang 6 drops, coriander 4 drops. So that would be great for people who have kids that are hyper, and if they're hyper themselves, okay, that's great. And here's the Compassion Blend for people who need this help. So 4 drops of Roman chamomile, sandalwood 3 drops, and helichrysum 2 drops. Sometimes when people are really hard to love and they don't love themselves and they make it hard for other people to love them, they push people away when they really need love, and you feel like you want to be a good person and you want to love them, and I think that this is an important blend to help us see beyond their irritation and love them for who they can be. Okay, so that's a interesting but important blend. Okay, so here's a tension easing blend. If we get wound up, sometimes it's hard to unwind, and this can help us. So 1 ounce of fractionated coconut oil, Roman chamomile 2 drops, marjoram 3 drops, lavender 2 drops, helichrysum 2 drops. Gently blend these oils and rub it on your neck and shoulders to relieve muscular tension. And it's also tension in the mind. You can't let things go. And when you have a lot of tension in the mind, sometimes it's hard to go to the bathroom, okay? So I talked to someone today, and I asked her, how many times do you go? And she's like, not a lot. And I said, okay, in our minds, we need to let things go and let go of control. And when we explain control, she's like, oh, I didn't think that I was controlling, but I guess it is. Because we want to help everyone, want to do everything, we want to jump in there. And I said, that's control. She's like, I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, it is. So it's great. I'm just going to have to step back and let people figure it out too, but be there and supportive, but step back. And that's kind of hard sometimes when you want to, you can, you want to jump in, but we shouldn't. We don't want to rob people of opportunities to grow. So that helps you relax and let go of that tension. And then hopefully you'll be able to go to the bathroom. That's your gauge. Okay, if things flow, then you think, okay, I'm good. So just so you know, guys. And our kids, they do the same thing. And one of our sisters, they called and asked about that. And kids, they feel the tension in their parents and their family. You can't quite tell the parents that, but and the sister said, hey, one of my children, she can't go, and she hasn't been able to go for a while, and she's got a problem. And the doctor says she's just got days of backed up poop in there. And I said, well, here's some oils to help her be calm and relaxed. And I think she wanted more of a solution to fix this problem. But I gave her both. So, okay. Anyways, here's another blend for the calming during labor. Like Debbie said, it's great for everything, with babies and births and things. So this is another wonderful thing that you can add to your blends during labor. So 4 to 5 drops of Roman chamomile, 2 to 3 drops of frankincense, 2 to 3 drops of bergamot. That blend that Stacey talked about, it's here, but it's for the diffuser. You can rub it on the bottom of the feet. And this is found in Stephanie Fritz's book. Okay? So that's an awesome blend. Does anyone want to share anything about the oil in the mind? Go for it, Debbie.
You can also use that same blend aromatically too during labor. In labor, we typically either put it in the diffuser and we can turn off the diffuser, or put it on some kind of a cloth or a cotton ball. And that's a great one to just have right there next to her when she's about ready to breathe that baby down. So great blend.
I love it. That's great. All right, guys, so keep that in mind. We have so much to offer people. We can help them a lot. Okay, so that helps with our mind there. All right, so moving on to the spirit. This is awesome. This is such a wonderful oil. Whenever we are sad or depressed, a lot of people will look for a passive way to get rid of it. Please give me an antidepressant, something, fix it. But it's a wonderful sign or feedback for us to know that we're not aligned. We're not aligned with our, spiritual path or our purpose. And it just gives you a clue that you're just off track. So now let's realign. That's the solution, realign. Because if you try to get it passively fixed, this problem will keep coming back, and it'll be bigger, and it'll come back with a vengeance next time. So let's own our power and fix it right now, okay? It's great for you and great for your family. And just remember, you have the power to deal with any problem that comes your way with God's help, right? So we always worry that we don't have the ability or the strength or the knowledge to fix things. We may not need to fix it. We just need to, learn from it. That's all. And sometimes we think that it's bigger than it really is. That's the other thing too. And that's why we fear that we can't be on top of it. But at the end of the day, if we just kind of step back from it, we can see it for its actual, what it is actually, and its size is probably much smaller than what we imagine. So Roman chamomile helps you reevaluate your life calmly and with clarity. So can you see how your whole system calms down, but you don't stop there? You take it a notch higher because you want to get rid of this problem permanently. So you ask yourself questions like, what are the false beliefs that I have with this, so that you can resolve that problem at the root. Okay, so you can say affirmations till you turn blue, but if you don't find the root of what is causing this problem, then you're not going to get very far. So it helps bring peace back into your heart. It helps you see the trials for what it is. It's an opportunity for growth. Okay, we're so anxious to and focus on get me comfortable now, right? This is uncomfortable. Don't like it. I need to be comfortable. And you change your focus to how can I just get rid of this instead of wait a second, let me step back a little bit. I actually can endure this pain, and what can I learn from it? I know for a fact that God's more concerned about our growth than our comfort. As a school teacher, I always challenge my students. I know that they can do just this much more, and it's always a challenge, but I know they can do it if they push through a little bit more. And that's uncomfortable to push through. To be right outside your comfort zone, that's uncomfortable. But once you get through, you feel great. All right, and so it's like that with God. I think I'm more concerned about their growth than their comfort right now, because I know they'll live through it, and we will live through things too. So this spiritual clarity helps us see what our situation is for what it is, and then we can move through it with confidence. So here is your affirmation when you have that, resolve that belief underneath that you can do it. Okay, so affirmation is I allow myself to be confident in my spiritual path. Okay, so with the Roman Chamomile helps us really allow ourselves to be confident, ignore social dogmas, and do what we love and experience true fulfillment and success. What I mean by social dogma is what are the social accepted ideas and associations with your situation. So one of my friends, she was abused, and so society says, oh, poor you were a victim, you're dirty, you're bad, it was your fault, all these things. And so I had to work on it and say, hey, let's choose clearly what it is. So we worked on it. So one of my friends today, we did that too. I'm clean, I'm healthy and well. For another person might think, oh, I'm a single mom, for example. So that equals poor, that equals struggle. So that's a social dogma. People think that that's how it is, and this is the exact results. Or divorce. One of my friends had a problem with divorce, and he's been divorced several times, and he's like, I'm used, I'm broken, I'm messed up, who would want me anymore? And so that's the social dogma. We have to, clear that rubbish out and just really focus on who you really are, and not allow that to create your identity. Okay. So I can be a successful, wealthy single mom. I can be, a lovable, attractive divorced man, or whatever it is that we struggle with. Roman Chamomile helps us kind of yank ourselves out and really focus on the true spiritual focus. So all of the trials in your life, don't wish it away. Just wish that you could learn from it, because it's going to be part of your repertoire, things that you can bring to the table as your tools of empathy to serve others, okay? Because it's for your good. Okay, does anybody want to add to this and share their thoughts? Okay, guys, that's awesome. Anyone? Anything? Awesome. So go ahead and try this Roman chamomile and help yourself. Just look at your situation right now and really get the clear spiritual focus on your situation. I feel like when I do that, then things don't repeat, and I feel like I've moved on, and I've accepted my challenges with gratitude, and made that a part of me. Awesome, guys. Well, we can end our recording now. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll get on with our next topic.